Hello guys, in this tutorial we are going to use Clerk as our authentication in our Next.js project. So basically I'm going to create a Next.js project whilst I use the Clerk as our authentication. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the coding aspect. First of all, before we move to the coding aspect, when you head to the clerk.com, this is the first page that you'll be represented with. So I'll sign in with my Gmail so we can get started. So let me just sign in with my Gmail. Okay. Okay, continue. So for the first time, when you open Clerk.com, you need to sign in or you need to create account with the Clerk server before you can start using it. When you click on sign in and you use your Gmail or you can use GitHub, you will be redirected to this page. So first of all, I'll just click on create app. But before clicking on create app, I need to give my app a name. So I'll give my app a name of, let's say, YouTube, and now leave everything as default and click on create app. So let's wait for our app to be created. When you click on create app, this is the page that you'll be presented with. Since you are going to implement it in our our Next.js project, first of all, let me head to my Node.js project for you to see my URL. So this is my Next.js file directory. So this is my home page and I've already started my server. So when I open my browser and go to localhost 3000, you could see that I have been displayed on our screen. So for the sake of this, I have to stop my server and now install the Clerk SDK. So let me head to my Clerk website. You will see that I'll copy this link. And basically, what this is telling us that npm install at Clerk/Next.js. This is basically going to install our Clerk SDK into our Next.js project. So click on enter and wait for our Clerk SDK to be downloaded into our Clerk server. Okay. Okay, our Clerk have been downloaded into our Next.js project. So without further ado, there's a couple of files that I need to create, but before that, let's start our server. So npm run dev and now click on enter and wait for our server to start. Okay, our server has started. When you refresh our page, okay, you could see that our page is still loading. Let me check my server to see. Okay, it's okay. It's a compile completely. So you could see that we have no errors. So let's head directly to our Clerk website. First of all, after creating your Clerk after creating your Clerk account, and you head towards creating the Next.js project, you could see that we need to create an environment local. So all you just need to do is head to our Next.js project, come out of all the folders, and then click on file. All you just need to do now is .env.local. Now this is the file that we have created, and the file name is env.local. And afterwards, all you need to do now is copy this sample code. When you copy this sample code and paste it here, you could see that our sample code consists of our public key of our Clerk and also our secret key. So this is my public key, and this is the second one is my secret key. But after this tutorial, I'll be deleting this code. So afterwards, all you just need to do is save our file and now close our file. The next thing that you need to take into consideration is we need to create our middleware file. So we head towards our folder our code editor. Now come out of all the files and now create the file and name it middleware.ts. That's the name of the file now we need to create. Now head towards our code and now copy this sample code here and now paste it here. So after pasting the file here, the code here, all we just need to do is just save. Now after saving, you close it. Now the thing that we need to take into consideration is our app route. And before our app route needs to function really well, we need to encompass our directory, or should I say our app directory, with the Clerk provider. So we head to our code editor. Now go to apps, and under app you will see layout. So you click on the layout, and what we need to do now is encompasses our body tag with our Clerk provider. So okay, Clerk, okay, provider. So basically we need to encompass this. So this is our Clerk provider. Okay, so basically we have encompasses our body tag with our Clerk provider. So let me indent it. So okay, so that's basically what we need to do. We need to encompasses our body tag with our Clerk provider, and afterwards you will see that our Clerk provider have been imported here for us automatically since we have installed our SDK. So the next thing that we need to take a look at is our sign in. Our sign in. So we head towards our code again. With regards to this, I'm just going to copy the sign in button. So you copy the sign in button. Now all you just need to do is come to our body tag, and since this our tutorial, we are not having header for the meantime. So all I'll just need to do now is create a tag and name it head. But you can name it anything that you want. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to name it head. And in between the head, all I just need to do is paste our sign in button, and you can see that it has been highlighted. It's because we need to import it. So let's click on Control space. You will see that it will tell us to install. So install import. It will tell us to import. So all you just need to do is Control and Shift, and now import, and click on the right thing to be imported. Now all you just need to do now is save our file. Now let's open our browser and head to our localhost 3000, and now refresh. I don't know where that error is coming from. Okay, fail to compile. Let me check my import. Okay, my sign in and sign out, but let me check where it was supposed to be imported from. It was supposed to be imported for Clerk Next, so I mistakenly imported it as Clerk/Clerk. That's why I'm getting the error. So let me basically delete this one and re-import it again. So let me come here, Control space. The import should be Clerk/Next.js, and the second one also should be Clerk/Clerk. It should be Clerk. It should be at Clerk/Next.js. That's why I was getting that error. So basically that's what is supposed to be import. So you need to take into consideration the import aspect. All you need to do is import it as Clerk/Next.js. If not, it will be giving you that error. So now let me save it and now open my browser and wait for my browser to load. You could see that my browser have basically load for me, and you could see that nothing is showing here. So the header tag was supposed to be in the body tag. Sorry, so let me just cut this line of code and come to the body tag. Okay, and come to the body tag. Okay, it's been placed in the body tag. Now let me save it. Now when I open my browser and refresh it, you could see that since it has automatically refreshed, you could see that my sign in is here and also hi is here, and this hi is basically representing this. So let me change it to, let's say, welcome. Okay, let me make it welcome. Okay, so now let me save it. Now when I open my browser and refresh, you could see that it is welcome as being said earlier on. So now when you click on sign in, see what happened. You could see that you'll be redirected here for you to log in into your Clerk, or is using the Clerk provider to help you log in. So let me just make to continue with my own Gmail, and let's see what happened. You will see that, okay, let me click my Gmail and click on continue. Okay, let's wait for it to finish loading. My internet is a little bit slower here, but if you want me to make a full tutorial on how to implement the Clerk provider or the Clerk in an e-commerce website, all you just need to do is just comment below for me to get the alert so that I can make a full tutorial on how to create an e-commerce website using the Clerk. Okay, my internet is kind of slow, that's why it ended up picking up. So I had to refresh my page, and you could see that my sign in button have been displayed. So for the sake of this tutorial, or for us to get to know that we are really signed in, let me head to my home page of my browser and now implement the sign in page or the sign in icon of Clerk. So let them greater than, okay, sign in. Okay, it is here, sign in. Okay, for the sake of this tutorial, let me just walk into the documentary and copy. Now let me paste the code here, and now let me import it. So control space to import, okay, as Clerk slash Next.js, and also control space and at Clerk slash Node.js. So basically I'm importing the sign in button from the Clerk SDK that you install. So it should be at Clerk slash Next.js, and also the user button. It should be done this way so that the user button will be in between the sign in tags. And afterwards, now let me save it and open my browser. You could see that this icon is being displayed, and this icon is basically telling us the user who have signed in. So for the sake of this tutorial, you can see it's at the extreme end. Let me apply a little bit of styling to it. So class, let me give it a margin of, let's say, 10, or a margin of, let's say, 8, and let it be on the same line. So flex. Now let me save it. Now when you open it, you could see that it have brought my icon here. So now when you click on the icon, you could see that the person who signed in name is here, and also you can sign out here, and you could see that it's been telling us that it's been secured by Clerk. But for the sake of this tutorial, I want us to display the person who ever signed in, because with subsequent tutorial, you could see that they will tell you that welcome, and they will mention the person's name. So now let me head to my code editor, and now let's add display the user who ever signed in. So let me create a variable and name the variable name. Let's see, okay, user name now equals to let me, since it's going to be an await function, so let me bring the await, and also the function that we need to call is current, okay, current user. Okay, so this is the function that we need to call current user, and that current user consists of whoever signed in. So let me console.log the username, and let's see what happened. Now let me save it, and now open my browser, and now let me refresh. When you refresh, you will see that my icon is still here, and we won't see anything. So when you right click and go to inspect and go to console, you could see that an object is being printed here, and when you click on the object, you could see the detail of whoever signed in. So since we want to display our user's name, so I'm going to display the user's first name. So let me just, now let's move to our code editor. So instead of just typing or giving us just welcome, let me just see welcome. Let me see, okay, in between, let me bring a double bracket, and let's see user name dot first name. Okay, username dot first name. So let me put a question mark here, should in case that username is empty, because it may throw an error for us. So now when we save it and now open our browser, and let me close this one, and you could see, now you could see that welcome Abdul Latif, since the username or the person's first name is Abdul Latif. But for us to see it clearly, let me give a padding of, let's see it, to space out the user. Okay, no, let me just leave it as you see. You could see that welcome Latif is basically displayed here, and now when you click on it, you could see that the person's name is here. So for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to prevent a user from visiting other pages, because in terms of creating an e-commerce website, users might try to visit pages. Let's assume the user wants to visit a page in which he is not registered, or he is not being signed in. So if a user is not being signed in, he won't be able to visit certain pages. And basically that's what I'm going to introduce in this tutorial for you guys to get the understanding really well. Now before that, let me sign out of my um, login, since I already provided a way or a method to login. So, but before we implement that aspect, I want to take into consideration some configuration in our Clerk. Because when you go to our Clerk or visit our Clerk aspect, you could see that here our email and phone is here, and also you could see that there are other options that you need to toggle on. So with regards to this, you could see that you can toggle on our phone number for phone verification, and also you could toggle on username. So for now, let me just click on the sign in. Let me head to my website now. Let me click on sign in. When you click on sign in, when it's provided with this and you try clicking sign up, you will see that this is what you get. Only get email and also password. But if you want to add other functionalities or other code when implementing when implementing sign up button, this is the aspect you need to come. You need to go to your dashboard and go to configuration. And when you go to configuration and scroll downward, you can see that username. So let me toggle on the username and now click on save. Now let's see what happened here. You could see that we only have email and password. Now when we refresh the page, you could see that username have been added, and this username being added is basically the switch that we toggled on here. We say username is required. So it's basically telling us that when you are creating or signing up, we need to provide our username. Now let's head to our code editor and implement a way of preventing other routes in our website. So all we just need to do now is open our middleware, and in our middleware there is some function that we need to take into consideration, which will help us in terms of protection. So first of all, let's import the function. Okay, the function name is create route match. So you just need to import create match routes as at Clerk/Next.js/server. Now afterwards, you need to initialize that a name of, let's say, put is protected. Okay, is protected. Okay, equals to, and let me call the function which is creates match route like this. Now you need to call the route that we want it to be protected. So in between the bracket, you need to just implement a bracket, and now let me just give the name of, let's see, I need to protect let's see slash, okay, slash dash, okay, dashboard. But we have not created this dashboard yet, but we'll implement it very soon. So in between our Clerk, in between our export default Clerk middleware, we just need to implement an async and a bracket, and in between the async we need a auth and request, and and all, okay, we call the arrow function. And in between the arrow function, we need to just implement the if statement. So if is protected, so if bracket is protected, which is basically the function that we created up here. Okay, change the function name to cons is protected. Okay, let me change the variable name to it's protected route. Then if it's protected route bracket, we need to call it at a function and pass the request in like this and call it this way. So all we are just doing is if it's protected route bracket, which is my variable, which happens to be a function, and in between the function argument you pass the request, and now wait auth.protect. So basically, after doing this and saving our file, all we just need to do now is create our directory to this create our directory. So I will click on my app. Now click a folder, call it dashboard. Okay, dashboard. And in my folder, let me create a file and name it page.tsx. And let me use the React function snippet to create just a folder. And now let me call it let's see, dashboard. Now when we save it and now open our browser, now let me sign in. Okay, let me sign in first. Okay, let me sign in first. Let's wait for it to sign in. Okay, let me set my Gmail. Okay. Okay, let's wait for it to finish signing. Now you could see that we are signing, and you could see that our name is being displayed. So hello Latif. Now when you try to go to this directory, so slash localhost 3000 slash, let's say dash, okay, dashboard. Now when you click on enter, you will see that you are able to access this dashboard directory. So it's because we have been logged in, that's why we have been able to access this directory. So let me go back, and now let me sign out of our Clerk auth. Now let me try accessing the dashboard slash dashboard and click on enter. You will see that we have been redirected here, basically telling us that for us to be able to go to the slash dashboard page, we need to log in first before we can get access to our dashboard page. So with regards to this tutorial, this can help you to prevent users who visit your website without accessing other part of your website, because if they are able to access other aspects of their website, which will not make it really great. So it basically helps you to prevent clients from visiting other websites if they are not signed up or they are not logged in. So for us to take a look at it again, now let me click on continue with Google for me to sign in. Now let me click on my name, now continue. Okay, and now wait for it to finish doing it then by signing in. After when it finishes signing in, okay, my internet is kind of slow, so let me wait for a little bit for it to finish. Okay, you could see that since I was trying to access my dashboard link, my dashboard page, so since I'm now signing, you could see that my dashboard page can be accessed easily. But if you are not signing, you won't be able to access the dashboard page which I have created. And it's just because of the helper function that we initiated here by calling the create route match and passing the argument which is the dashboard page, and also we implementing the async and fetching out our auth and requests, and we are making a protective argument here by saying if protective request await dot protect. So basically this is how to implement the Clerk auth in your Next.js project. But if you want me to create a full tutorial on how to click or how to create the Clerk project again, or I should dive deeper by creating a e-commerce website as earlier on I said, you just leave a comment in the description below. But please don't forget to subscribe and like this video so that I will get much effort or much time to create content like this for you guys. Thank you very much.